God bless you. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
The Mass is ended. Go in peace. Hallelujah.